You have joined the Party Chat. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, Party Chat. Today, we have our folks with the most. We got Jazzy.
Hey, bang, bang, gang, gang.
We got Dwayne.
Hello!
And we got Charlie.
What up?
I shouldn't have pointed, because if I move y'all, it's all going to look all weird. So I'll just have to keep y'all here when I...
It's all right. It's already, you already did it. It's too late. It's already there.
Too late. It's been established.
We're sticking with it. We're sticking with it. Thank you guys, first off, to everybody that checked out our first episode. The love was beyond what I thought it was going to be at first. And we are very, very grateful. Shout out to all of our audience names, whatever you guys call them, you know. Thank you guys for listening and checking us out. Now we're on video, so you could subscribe whenever this
kind of weird, a little bit
upgrades
wherever it goes. Look, you see us. We kind of looking good, you know. Yeah. So today we have a bunch of topics to get through, and we'll just dive in. Well, before we dive in, first, is there anything that y'all want to say to like the peeps listening out in the world or watching?
Nope. One thing I wanted to say was
watching and listening, whichever one.
True.
Yeah, I just wanted to. Well, you already said what I was gonna say. Just appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. And so, just diving in, there were a lot of game announcements, and there's actually some that happened in the past couple of days that I didn't even, or even today, I believe, also that I didn't add on.
Wait, what was announced today?
There was something, I got an alert for something. I'm going to have to check back to see what it was. So that's something we could talk about next time. We've got quite a bit of things to talk about today. But first off, we'll start at like the beginning of the week, which was like the Pokemon announcements that happened. Yeah. Did you guys see them? Did you guys see the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm not a huge Pokemon game head, right? Mm-hmm. I know, Jazzy, I know you've been playing it a lot. I know Charlie from Gate always was like Pokemon before
Big
Overwatch
facts.
was a thing.
Big facts.
Pokemon. So you guys can we'll go down the list a little bit, and you guys could, even you, Dwayne, you can let everybody know what you thought. There's only one game, two games that I actually have an opinion on. So you guys can kind of take the floor, but we'll start with Pokemon Snap. Now, I never played the last one and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Is it just a game where you just take pictures of Pokemon? Is that
That's
the
it?
game?
I never played it because it looked
Pokemon
like
Snap.
from the description, just Pokemon Snap. Like I'm just taking pictures of Pokemon, like I'm hunting them, but not hunting them, but like bird watching, but for Pokemon.
Okay.
Like,
see,
that's what it seems like.
When you explain it,
Pokemon watching?
look, Pokemon Snap is one of those things. If you explain it, it sounds like the dumbest thing ever. I kid you not, though. Pokemon Snap is the original one, part one, so freaking fun.
Is this one different?
Well, I don't know. I haven't really seen like major changes yet so far.
Okay.
But it's kind of like, I don't know if maybe it's because I'm a huge Pokemon fan that in my opinion is a little biased. But it's fun. It's like, we do have a lot of games, though. There are a lot of games. Some games, like perfect example, like those Telltale games, it's just click and you watch. But those are still fun. But Pokemon Snap, it's one of those games where it's like, it's not much to it, but at the same time, it's still fun. I can't really explain it.
Is there a story?
No, it's okay. So let's say, for example, you want to take a picture of Pikachu. You can get your picture of Pikachu, or you can do things to make him do different things. You can like hit him with an apple, probably make him shoot his lightning bolt. You can trigger certain things. You can do things in certain order. Like because you can throw things, you can do things. So it's kind of like you do it's kind of like you just on this little train riding. And it's like, oh look, there's a Zapdos. Hopefully you don't see one of those, but if there's a Zapdos, take a picture of it. But you can do things to make him react differently, whether it's good or bad.
Okay.
And get cool pictures of it. I don't know. It's one of those things. If you explain it, it sounds dumb,
with the
but
pictures,
it's so
depending
fun.
what
I
they
kid
do?
you not.
Do you get like?
Wait, what'd you say?
Do you get more points with the pictures depending on what they do? Like, is it like, oh, if it's just a picture, you get 3 points, but if they like, then you get like 5 points.
I can't remember if it was a point system. When Pokemon Snap came out, it was on Nintendo 64, which was like dumb long ago. I can't remember if it was a point system. The biggest thing I remember is Blockbuster. Is this really gonna sound old? One thing I do remember is Blockbuster, though, had this thing where this machine, you could take your cartridge and everything there and put it inside, and you could print off the pictures that you did take.
Oh, that's cool.
So
that's how old the game is. Blockbuster.
If you explain it.
That is not even... out anymore. Like,
No.
Yeah, it's definitely gone. You wouldn't even need that anymore. I can snap it on my phone at this point. Like, oh, there's my picture right
That's
there.
also true. Yes, it's true.
But yeah,
But, I mean,
if you explain it, it sounds dumb. But trust me, Snap is fun.
The trailer looks good. I'm like, oh man, this looks like a really pretty trailer of something that I probably would want to play. But it is just taking pictures. So for me,
That's it.
what I'll do is since it's not really what I want to buy, I'll just watch somebody play it and see if it's like, oh, okay. No. If I find
No. You have to buy it. I kid you not. You have to buy it. Pokemon Snap, I kid you not, it is so freaking fun. If you explain to someone, they be like, yo, that is the dumbest game ever. Regardless, no matter how you explain it.
Hold on.
But if you play it, it's legit. Wait, you said what? Do I know the what?
The price point. Is it going to be a full? Because that would depend. If it's like a $60 game to take pictures, I'm good.
Yeah, I was about to tell you. I would
pay $60 to see. Like, I would legit, because it is.
How much is it?
It's like a safari of seeing like Pokemon. Like, I love Pokemon, so me getting close as I could possibly to seeing Pokemon in real life is going to make it fun.
What about Pokemon Go?
Right.
I love Pokemon. Yeah. I didn't say it was bad.
I love Pokemon Go. You remember Pokemon Go? I thought that was the closest.
Pokemon Go was like the big craze.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, anything you're gonna do, okay, like
that was free. Pokemon Go was free.
Yes, it was. I didn't say Pokemon Go was bad. Well, why did Pokemon Go?
No, I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but I'm saying
we're just comparing prices.
Right, I'm comparing prices. I'm not about to pay $60 to pick pictures of Pokemon when I literally had Pokemon Go for free.
But that's different. This is like, I'm gonna be walking, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, a Bulbasaur just popped out the bushes. I'm gonna get some pictures of
Pokemon Go. It sounds like a scam, Charlie. It sounds like a scam, Charlie.
Shoot out his vine whips. Like, Pokemon haters, I'm telling you.
No, we're not.
I love Pokemon. I'm just saying, they better not charge $60 for something.
Yeah, you don't love Pokemon.
I don't want to have to pay $60 to make it seem like I'm a stalker manipulating these Pokemon to do what I want.
You are being a Pokemon trainer in general is being a Pokemon master. You are legit stalking them. You are legit making them slaves. Like, if you're a
Pokemon trainer, I'm trying to get to my destination, and they come to me. They come to me in the grass.
It's all bad.
That's what happens.
If you think about Pokemon for real, it's all bad.
They came to me.
If I say, perfect example, I see a Jazz. I see a Jazz. I'm going to have my Dwayne beat her up, and I'm going to put her in this ball, and I'm going to send her out when I need her. If you think about Pokemon in general, if you take it that way, it's bad.
Because guess what? I can run away. I don't have to do anything.
You can, but that's still bad. You have to run away from
they're the ones chasing me. If they weren't chasing me, they wouldn't have... No. They wouldn't have an item called Repel. They would not have an item called Repel to make them repel away from you.
Repel is not for Pokemon, though. Repel is for the Master. The Pokemon Master uses Repel. So it's still, that's not for the Pokemon.
Now, hold on, really quick.
If you think about it in general.
For those of us who are not really familiar with all the terms, what is repel?
Basically, if I don't want any Pokemon to pop out, I want to keep them away from me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you could use that.
So I would use a repel.
I was tired of them. Yeah, you just try to walk through the grass.
That's what I said at the very beginning. Last statement on this. That's why I said at the very beginning. Pokemon Snap is one of them things. No matter how I explain it to you, you're gonna look at me like, "What the hell? You pay for that? You buy that?" But once you play it. It's fun. I kid you not. Pokemon Snap's gonna come out, and all three of y'all gonna have it on your channel and gonna be having fun. I kid you not. Mark my words. I'm going to all your channels when it come out, and I guarantee it's there.
Clearly, we know for Charlie, if it was $60, he gonna buy it. But Dwayne, how much would this game be for you to buy it? Like you'd be like, okay.
Free. He said free.
Okay.
He said free.
Listen, Charlie, my whole argument was that they had the Pokemon Go was crazy. They even had me and Jazz going to cemeteries trying to catch ghost Pokemon that don't exist in real life. So I'm just saying, why would I pay for something to take pictures when I literally got almost the same experience for free and a little
that's why I said my statement.
Good. Activity too.
That's why I said I gave a disclaimer. I said no matter how anyone explain Pokemon Snap, you're going to look at them like they're stupid. It's one of those things you have to experience. That was my disclaimer at the very beginning. I agree. Pokemon Go is amazing. I'm not done that at all.
So Jazzy, for you, how much would it be for you to play it or buy it?
At most, like $5.
Oh wow!
Like $5, yeah. Because why am I paying more than that to take pictures?
Like, you have
like
to
if
get
I
the
had to fight, like if I had to fight like regular Pokemon, yes, make that thing $60. So I'm doing a whole bunch. But I'm just like creeping around trying to like pictures. Get the Pokemon to do what I want.
But
and then
you're not just doing that. That's what I'm saying. So, you're not just doing that. I guarantee you they're not gonna have it when part 2 come out. I can't say what they have yet. I guarantee they're not going to have it just where it's like, all right, you got a picture, that's it. They're always going to implement things to give you replay value. Okay. Just like part 1. When it first came out, sure, you could take pictures of, or you could do things to trigger, like you have to do special things to get Mew to appear. You have to do like if you go past a volcano, you have to throw something in the volcano to trigger it, make it explode, and then Charizard came out. That's how you got him. Like you couldn't just be riding past it and come out. Like you got to do fun stuff to make these Pokemon appear. So it's more to it to taking pictures. That's why I'm telling you It's more of an experience. No matter how, even if Nintendo themselves can't explain it on this podcast, you're still gonna look at them like, shut up, get off here. I'm not buying that.
I believe Charlie. I believe Charlie.
Well, it's like the pricing. So for me, you guys are. I thought honestly, I thought I would have the lowest price, but when you went free, Dwayne, I couldn't beat that. I was saying $20. If it's $20, like if it's $19.99, I'm good. This doesn't sound like. This
it's gonna be $39.99.
Is not happening. If it's $60, then I don't need to buy it.
I'm not getting it.
Like 20,
you're missing an amazing experience.
Maybe you can argue $30 if I see more footage of like these other things that you're talking about to give me more interest in playing it. But like when me and hubby were watching the trailers, I was like, isn't this just a picture? You just take pictures? That's it?
No, it's not just. And the trailer is beautiful as hell.
You can see Charlie is a big Pokemon fan. He's defending it. He's like, that is not.
When he sit over this chair, he about to go.
Yeah. Sorry, beating up the room. Okay, it's legit like the Telltale games. You don't play. You just select an option. You just select an option and you watch a movie. I'm not saying it's bad. Wait, let me finish. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying it can work the same way. You just select the option and you watching a movie.
But with Telltale, it's like they have like yes, there are like things like where like you're just watching it and then like you just say like what the character's gonna say or whatever like that. But there are times they have like quick time. No, they have like quick time events. So if I don't do it fast enough, I'm gonna die, and that actually affect like I have to start over and everything.
But that's what Pokemon Snap is not just taking pictures. There's more to it as well.
But Telltale had like intricate they had branches. Like if you said this, then this would have done this.
Then this happened.
Same in Pokemon Snap. That's what I said. In Pokemon Snap, same thing. If you do certain things, that's how you get certain Pokemon. That's how you get certain reactions. That's what I'm saying. It can be comparable. Very simple. It's like they're both simple titles, but they can go as deep as you take them. If it's like, all right, if I do this change. If I do this change. That works for both of them.
Okay. Well, we've got
that's all I'm saying. 60 on that.
All I'm saying,
Of course,
full 60 on
yes,
that.
I will.
You know he is.
Okay.
Yes, I love Pokemon.
He already pre-ordered.
Unlike y'all, I'm legit a Pokemon fan. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right. Well, we have a couple other Pokemon announcements that we got to get through as well. We see how we all feel about it, Charlie. But
die hard.
Yes, we'll go to
Pokemon
the other one.
Unite.
Yes, Pokemon Unite. So I will need you guys to explain it more to me.
League of Legends Pokemon.
Yeah, I was gonna say League of Legends Pokemon. That's it.
Mobile Pokemon.
Okay.
It
looks to me like it looks like it would be a lot of fun. I know like a lot of people were really upset about this, where they were like, "Oh, it was very." polarizing. People were like, "Oh, they've got an announcement." Then this came out. Everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, this is what it is."
Well, I think the anger
it looks kind of cool.
I think the anger came from like people expecting another Pokemon. Like
I was just about to say that
property.
Yeah, like how we're playing like Pokemon Sword and Shield. People thought that there was going to be like another one like that fast.
That's everyone's disappointment.
Because they were expecting that. Yeah, it did. It just had a DLC that we're playing right now, like Island of Armor. But like people were expecting like a brand new game, and since it wasn't a brand new game, people were like, "Well, what is this?" If they weren't expecting that, I don't think they'll be as mad. But
my point. That was my point exactly. I feel the same exact way because especially go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just like you guys said. I'm like it just came out November 15th, 2019.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, it hasn't even been like a full year.
But Pokemon always do that though. Like for example, how I think the reason why we got the DLC because that's how Pokemon usually drop. Like for example, you had gold and silver. Like whenever Pokemon, they all drop in twos. But like not even a year later, you would get another one. But it would basically be a mixture of the two. So I think that's what people were expecting. Like how we had like Leaf and how we got Sword and Shield. People are expecting like that combined. Yeah. Now we get them all because that's how they all drop. But it would make it would make sense to them not to do that anymore because now we have a thing called DLC. So it would make sense to not do that anymore. So I think people were expecting that, but it's like nope. Here's other Pokemon games before we give them a chance. Now. Me, I'm not a big MOBA fan. I'm not a big League fan. But when I saw this trailer, I was like, it looks fun to me.
It looks fun.
This one funny because I guess being a MOBA, I would not pay $60 for it because MOBAs are usually like it's a really competitive game, but really repetitive games, but they're fun. I can't really explain it. It's like they're repetitive, but they're fun.
For this one, it's not like masters that throw out the Pokemon. You're just playing as the Pokemon, right? Yeah,
you use something. But the dope thing about mobile is one thing I will give them, you level up. So let's say if I start off with a Charmander and I'm doing good, as my squad is invading your area, he's going to learn new moves. Like, oh, well, he's now evolving to a Charmeleon. Now he can do Flamethrower, Ember, now does. And have you ever played any mobiles like League of Legends, Smite, things like that? Like,
I haven't.
So it's kind of hard to explain it. But yeah, they're fun, but they're repetitive. I'll just say that.
Okay.
The only thing that made me laugh with the whole Unite thing, not that it's a bad game, is because of the fact that it's Pokemon, like, catching other Pokemon. I'm like, they're just running around.
Really?
Yeah, because, like, in Pokemon, like, when you play Pokemon, you're a Pokemon trainer catching Pokemon, like, using yours. This one, there's no trainer. Like, it's just you. Like, you're Charmander, you're Squirtle, you're whoever, and you're going and catching other wild Pokemon and then securing them. It's like you're betraying your own kind. So that's why I thought that's funny.
What would it make or if they still do it, what could make that doable or work for Pokemon? If you're Meowth, because Meowth does that. He steals Pokemon.
Yeah, like Meowth
so
does
if it's
that
like you instead of being a trainer, you're Meowth controlling these Pokemon now to invade and take over the Pokemon. It can make sense a little bit there.
Okay.
But I do see what you're saying though. It's like, okay, we're going against our own at this point.
Yeah, I was like, that's betrayal.
You mentioned, Charlie, that you wouldn't pay $60, but for this, what would you pay to play this?
MOBAs are usually free.
Yeah, MOBAs are
free. Well, you know what? Actually, I think this one does say free to.
Yeah, usually most MOBA. I don't think I've ever paid for any MOBA, and it's not that I want. It's just it's kind of like the thing when you get spoiled to it. It's like, well, I never pay for MOBA, so why would I pay now?
So how did they get paid though? How did they get paid? Like
ads.
Ads. Also,
this is also mobile too.
And
microtransactions, stuff like that, like buying stuff, like like that. So, because MOBAs usually get really big to the point where people spend lot of money on them anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna be like give a Mewtwo for like $25, like limited edition.
Facts.
I'm like for real.
Okay, so that was. Oh, now let's get to the one that I got an opinion on. Okay.
Oh.
Cafe.
All right. Pokemon Cafe Mix.
Okay. Yeah, I threw it. Yeah.
I play console games, right? But I would say that the most time that I put in would be on mobile games because I can play at night when I'm breastfeeding. I could play on my phone. I could, play a bunch of games. And I love cooking games. It is... I am in freaking love with cooking games. All right. And so right now I do play a lot of like Homescapes and Candy Crush, where it's essentially Candy Crush is just match the colors or match the candies.
Time killer games, basically.
I used to play that a bunch.
Classic.
Homescapes, you have a little bit of a story. So after you do a bunch of the matching the colors type of thing, you get a couple amount of stars, and with that, you can choose to upgrade, like fix up your house. You fix up the flooring, fix up
I have that game. Yeah, I just realized it. So, I have it downloaded.
I play it, and I have spent some money in those games. Okay, it's a little bit of a lot of money.
That's what they do. Me. You will spend money on them.
Now, this ish right here, okay, upsets me because. Hey, they have such a great opportunity. I feel like Nintendo's being super lazy on this game. You have have Pokemon Cafe, right? Instead of to cook, okay. I'm sorry. I've got a lot of thoughts right now. Hey, if you're gonna do this whole match the Pokemon thing, what is this? What is this? Okay, to play the game, you gotta like go with a string around this there's like an obstacle in the middle, and you gotta go around to match Pokemon and that's how you cook in this game. You really, y'all, Nintendo, I'm talking to you. Y'all couldn't come up with a cooking. Like an actual opportunity with recipes, and you get the items, you can make it a little better. If this is going to go on the Switch, you can make it a little better by going out and getting those items like you would get Pokemon, like maybe in the areas where these Pokemon thrive.
But how do we know that there's not more to the game?
Bro, in the trailer, they should have showed that in that trailer.
Maybe they're not trying to reveal too much. Who knows?
Well, listen,
maybe now. See, that's what I'm saying.
In the future, if they change and they show more,
judging these games.
They could change my mind. But in that update of new trailer, get rid of this action, please, Nintendo.
Get rid of this.
I hate it. I'm not going to be, especially when I'm thinking about me playing, like if they make this a mobile game, right? And you're playing on your phone. If I'm one-handed, I'm breastfeeding. I can't go like, my phone is huge. This is a huge phone. I'm holding the baby with one hand.
When you're done breastfeeding.
You make that phone look huge, bro.
Play when
that was a microphone.
It covers my whole face, okay?
My thing is this. It's a mobile game. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of Cafe, but I don't expect much. When it comes to mobile games, I never expect much. It's like, mobile games are time killers. It's something. If I'm waiting on my order to get changed, all right, I'll play this. I'm not looking for that amazing, fun interaction when I play this mobile game.
But see, some people
especially would have been a cooking game at that. It's like,
hey, there's some good cooking games out there. My thing is if Hobo
Joe,
who makes mobile games, can make a good cooking game, Nintendo can make a good Pokemon cooking game. They could have done way better than this.
But they gave you Pokemon Snap too.
This is how you cook. Could have been better than
You got Pokemon Snap.
I just think you should try it. I think you should try it, see how it is. If you don't like
That's what I was saying.
Listen, I will play this if it's free.
Because I'm telling you now, if I go to your channel, Christine,
yes,
and you on there having a ball playing Pokemon Cafe and Pokemon Snap, I'm in every comment section being toxic. I'm not playing. Every video, I'm in there toxic. I'm not playing. Let me find out.
Are you gonna say keep doing this action? What happened to this action?
Oh no, I'm just leave a bunch of links to this episode. That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. But y'all, I want y'all to listen to Christine.
Block Charlie. Got you. Got you. I'll put your name as a bad word. So if anybody ever says Charlie,
she gonna mute you.
Comment.
She gonna mute your name.
I can't even comment. I thought I was a mod on this channel. What happened?
Okay, you know what, Charlie? I'm just kidding because you're also a member. I appreciate that. You can say whatever you want. Okay.
Oh yeah, I might as well cancel my membership. No.
Go ahead. Put
Since I'm blocked.
Put 5 links. How can I make you put as many links as you want to, bro? Go ahead, put as many as you want to. Okay, man. What about you guys for this game? How much would you pay to play this game, or would you even play it?
I personally probably wouldn't play it because with me playing Pokemon, like the main Pokemon games, how I've been doing it, it's kind of like I don't have that much interest in doing like the side stuff. As far as like making a Pokemon cook or like Pokemon Snap, which no offense to anybody that does, I'm just saying for me, I'd rather just go out there and battle Pokemon because I'm a competitor. So I would rather do that. And I would play Unite, but I feel a little weird playing it because it's like betraying your own kind. So it's like
I think as a people, we understand the betraying our own kind. It comes with a lot of weight.
All I'm saying is, please give. Even if you play none out of the 3, give Snap a try. You may not love it, but I guarantee you don't like it. It
depends on the price.
It's fun.
Depends on the price, though. Price is important.
Right.
It doesn't have to be free for me, but if it's $60, bruh, I'm going to just watch your channel.
It's not going to be free. I bet it's going to be like $39.99. But
if it's 60, I'm watching Charlie play it.
Yeah.
I'm watching Charlie play it. Go check Charlie's channel out.
I'm Chucky on YouTube.
I'm
hey, Charlie
telling you, experience, you're going to love it.
Watch. I mean, if you do, that's awesome.
Because the things that's going to happen that's going to make you like it. Last thing, I'll leave it alone. Let's say if you play it, boom, you do level 1. All right, you saw Meowth. You saw, I don't know, a Magikarp. And you watch someone else play it, and you see them doing it. Like, wait, how to get Gyarados, how to do this, because it's so much stuff, dope stuff that you have to do to make things happen in the Pokemon world. It's not just they come out, take a picture. You have to make them come out. You have to know what you're doing. Like, you're gonna have to legit look up things like, okay, so if I want to get a picture of this Gyarados, I have to do this. I have to have this. I have to make sure like it's legit things to it that makes it fun.
But I think that works great for like someone who's a Pokemon head. But like just now, you said a bunch of names I'm not familiar with.
I said some typical ones. I said Magikarp, Gyarados. Those are like the first generation.
I don't know what words you just said. I know. I know. Like I'm not. See, I'm not a.
Charlie about to lose it. Charlie about to lose it.
Like you don't know the Pokemon names.
My bad.
No hate. And I think people.
Oh, it's a lot of hate, but keep going.
No, it's not hate. No hate. I'm just saying I'm not as knowledgeable as the Pokemon. So for me, I would need more than. Oh, it's this cool name, you know, for this limited edition, because I'm not going to really know which one is really hard to get. You know, you get what I'm saying? So I would need, like I said, I'm going to try the game out, but if it's $60, I would need
gonna try the game
I would need an actual Telltale experience, some good heart story where I might cry or I might be really excited.
No, you're not.
You know?
Yeah, I hope you don't cry play that.
I was about to say, I hope there's not a Telltale Pokemon.
I'm saying something. I need something. All right, so okay, moving on to the next thing because we have a bunch of things. Right. For this point of the Charlie's going to exit the chat. Marvel Avengers War Table. Okay, so
I'm not going to exit the chat.
So, see, I started off with the thing you love the most, you know, Charlie. I did that for you.
Mm-hmm. I see what
you see on the list. It wasn't the first thing, you know. I did that.
Yeah, so you hated on Pokemon Snap first, then we go to the next one. Okay, no. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Okay.
Listen, still be a member. Don't cancel your membership, Charlie. I love you, dude. I do. Okay. Marvel Avengers War Table.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys how it if you guys did see the video or see the gameplay footage that they put out this week, the stream, and what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I don't know if anybody saw the first kind of trailer stuff that came out a while ago.
The A-Day trailer, right?
Yeah, the Mayday trailer, we definitely saw that.
Yeah, I saw A-Day trailer for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what do you guys think?
Have any of y'all played like X-Men Legends or Marvel Alliance, Ultimate Alliance? Any of y'all played those?
Yeah, I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, it's basically that. But it looks, don't get me wrong, it looks good, but it's basically that, but a newer version.
Yeah, it's basically like that. Mm-hmm. It's made by Square Enix. Mm-hmm. I think it looks good. I personally enjoy it.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
I think it looks good. The thing, like, when they did the Mayday trailer, the thing that I had a problem with was, like, how bulky some of the characters looked. Like, I was just like, why is Captain America so thick? Like, that was the thing.
I think a lot of people was like not looking at Captain America like
he thick.
Yeah, he was thick. That boy was thick with 3 C's. Like,
I think one thing I do like how their leveling tree is, because just like Ultimate Alliance and X-Men Legends and everything like that, like you use this character, and usually those type of games, hopefully this one does the same thing. You get like a shit ton of characters, so you can get and it's not like copy and paste characters. Like you can either have like a squad of like Venom, Spider-Man, Wolverine, basically a bunch of people. But it's a bunch of people you can select. And let's say if I'm maining this certain character throughout the game, I'm leveling that character, making him stronger and stronger, and he's getting more and more better moves. So I'm hoping that they keep it the same way like how Ultimate Alliance and X-Men Legends was, because when they showed the leveling tree in this trailer that I saw for War Table, whatever, like it actually looks good. Like, all right, so it gives me a reason to level up this particular character and make this character better.
So one thing I do want to ask, since you said you did play Alliance, because it seems at first it was seeming like you're playing as is her name Kamala? I believe for the
she's the main. I feel like she's the main character.
I feel like we're gonna be playing her most of the game. I feel like we're gonna play most of the game and then like switch over, like or have like quests where we are like doing certain things with certain characters at a time. Okay, I feel like that's what it's gonna be.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like she's the main character.
Okay.
Okay. I'm saying for the first trailer, that's kind of not what they put out. Like with the first one, they were like showing like, you know, Hulk and Iron Man,
all the big names,
Black Widow and all that stuff. And so you didn't really see Kamala until like way later when they gave like another trailer and stuff like that. When I saw that, I was like, we are going to be playing that girl majority of the time. We're going to be playing that about 70%, everybody else 30%.
You kind of made a good point there, because if you think about it, because the way they might have them set up, you're her, but but as you go up to different zones and do different missions, you have different people with you. Like, this mission might require me to have Captain America and Spider-Man with me. Okay. I hope they don't go that route because I like the route of being able to select whoever I wanted throughout the entire game on the other ones and level up that particular character. But when you explain like that, Jazz, that does kind of make sense when you watch these trailers. Like, you might.
That's what I'm getting
like the trailer.
Yeah. That'll be kind of ugly for me.
I'm interested because for me, I'm a MCU like head, right? I loved the MCU. I think it it transcends just great comic book movies. What the Russo brothers did in the last few films was cinematically amazing. Not just like, oh, the superhero world is cool. It was like cinematically, the emotional ride. Like I was bawling. They had me laughing, cry. Like it was amazing. It was amazing for me. So I am thirsty for some Marvel content. So the clash that happens for me and a couple other people when I was watching how they felt about it is the look of the characters compared to like the movies, right? And I'm not saying that they have to change them or make them look like it, but it's kind of like that thing where you know how somebody looks, but then when you see them and they look different, you're like, it's okay. Who are you? Like it gets a little
where it's like they kind of mess up the character design.
Yeah, so I don't know why they didn't choose or why didn't they make the characters look like, you know, those characters unless they're really trying to separate the gaming world from the gamerverse from the, you know, MCU, which, okay, that's cool. But like when I saw Iron Man with long hair, I was like, can we get a Robert Downey? Can we get a Robert Downey?
They gotta cut that check though. They gotta if they want to.
Right, they gotta pay them.
That's true, and he is not cheap.
Right, you want to use my likeness, you got to cut that check, and they like. Plus, they're comic book characters, so they had like different looks, like in the comics.
Yeah,
because they had different looks in the comics, so I wasn't really too mad. I know other people upset was like because they're used to seeing the film versions and they're really good.
Yeah,
I like the comic versions.
I'm not mad, but I do. Overall. I do. I was like, oh, it's kind of. It was a little like it was weird. It was weird. It was weird.
I like to say this, like I wasn't too excited. I'm sorry, Marvel just doesn't do it for me. I think because it's too many people liking it, and I usually stray away from things that like too many people like. I can't help it.
That one.
But Marvel
that one.
If it gets popular, it was mine first.
It's not even that. It's like the fact, like when I play Mortal Kombat, for example, I would never pick Scorpion or never Liu Kang because I know everyone and their mama love them. When I see even people like my mom who doesn't even know who the hell Iron Man real name is, while going to watch Marvel movies. It gets to that point, it's like everybody likes it now. It's like
it's not like Facebook.
It doesn't do it for me anymore.
Like Facebook when our mothers joined.
That's just me personally. I don't know. It just strays me away. It's like, damn, everybody's there. And then I get my mom talk about stuff like this and this happened. I'm like, well, actually, that didn't happen. That's just in that damn movie, in the actual comic. This happened, but I can't have that discussion with her because she don't know about the comics. She just know what the movie's going to give her. I don't know. That's like the game looks fun. Overall, for the game itself, I want it just because I want that nostalgia of playing X-Men Legends or Ultimate Alliance, stuff like that. But Marvel, the name itself, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. Unless Ebony Maw is the main character, then I'm there.
Cool. Remy Ma, if she in the game, that's cool.
No, Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw, if he's the main character, okay, I'm sold 100,000,000,000%.
For the game itself, it looks really cool to me. The only thing, though, is that like, okay, so when they show the Thor bit, right? Because Ragnarok was when I was like, I love Ragnarok. They made Thor look bad. I forgot I don't curse on my channel. ASS, okay? I was about to say, I was like, remember where you are. Remember where you are, okay?
F that.
They made him cool. F that. He's, bleep, you know, but no. He was super freaking cool. The lightning, the way that they made it, he was less, oh, he's just hot. And he was like, okay, he came to play, you know? And then when they started his bit and you saw he had the hammer and the lightning started to come, I was like, oh, yes, I'm excited. But then when he was playing, it kind of seemed like those machines, like he couldn't really handle the machines. It seemed like he was having a bit of difficulty at like beating these machines. So I don't know if that's like a difference of game difficulty, like easy versus normal versus hard.
I would like to know what difficulty they were in.
Because you can't. Oh, go ahead.
Say that again, Trevor.
I get why the game would be like that because they can't make it so like he just snapping them all away, just like blah blah blah. Because you got to give the player a challenge to make them enjoy. So I get why they would do that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, because if you think about it, actually, he could just rip through all of like, y'all are done.
That's
but these weren't like regular like enemies anyway. It was like AIM, and then they had what's the main villain's name? It's like an acronym. MODOK.
MODOK.
Oh, is MODOK the main? Is he the villain in this one?
Let me double check.
Yeah, he's the villain. I love
MODOK. Yeah, he is dope.
Boy, MODOK.
He is
dope. Look up MODOK real quick. Look up the way MODOK Jazz.
Yeah,
look up MODOK real quick.
He likes to think.
Hold on, spell that.
MODOK. Okay, yeah.
He's just a big old head inside of this. He reminded me of the thing from Ninja Turtles, but MODOK is dope. He is a dope character.
Like
he's like a genius, but he's like really evil. Like I love this dude.
Yes.
Oh hell! I just never knew his name. Okay.
Yeah.
So he looked evil.
I didn't know he was a villain in this.
Yeah, he's a villain in this. So the whole time, right? So he's like, okay, he's trying to basically wipe out all Inhumans or whatever, and he's like, I don't care.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't care about even if I have to destroy myself. So he's basically what happened after.
Oh,
I'm moist.
So he's willing to sacrifice himself if that's what it takes to get rid of Inhumans.
He said these superheroes are like messing the planet up.
No, MODOK,
like we gotta get him out of here.
MODOK is a genius. He wouldn't do that, but most people. Okay, I used to always get flack for saying his name like that because even when I used to me and my boys used to read the comics, like just say his name as MOD. Okay. But I did like as the acronym, so I never really knew how to actually say his name. I just know when I remember reading the comics, like back when he was in them, like I just know his character was just so dope to me because he was like this evil genius dude, like manipulative. Everything about this dude was just so freaking dope.
Right.
Yeah. So
I think a good villain is someone who dies who's like willing to sacrifice. They're not just a bad guy just to be a bad guy, right? They're like have a passionate for. That's what was good about Thanos. So if what you're saying is true, Dwayne, then it makes it even more interesting for me.
Yeah, during the war table. So it's just like Captain America: Civil War. So what happened with Captain America: Civil War was that basically they were fighting each other because of what happened in the area they were in. They were like, oh, y'all just doing whatever y'all want across the planet. So basically, A-Day, like what happened was like a big catastrophe happened, created more Inhumans, I think, and then now they're like, okay. The MODOK twisted it to where we're trying to find a cure for these Inhumans now, but they actually like taking those Inhumans and experimenting on them to create stuff for AIM. So that's just it's like that's why it wasn't easy to take.
Made me more excited for this game now.
Yeah, it wasn't easy to take out.
When I look at the trailer and you look at the case, whatever so far the case was PS4, I just realized. I didn't know. I thought that was Hawk face closed up. That is definitely MODOK's face because you can see it and you have to think right on his head, whatever. That is definitely
now he's looking back at it. He's like, hold on, I missed thumbnail. That.
Oh my god, bro! He is like, he is so freaking right. So I love villains. That's why I love Ebony Maw, love Dr. Doom, Blackheart, all and whatever. But I did not know MODOK was the face or was the villain in this game.
He's going to be the villain in the game. So that's why I was like, and then the story of how they're going to do it, it was like, okay. And the robots that they're fighting aren't easy because the villain created them, and they've been like using Inhumans and saying that saying that they're trying to cure Inhumans, but they're actually creating bots using those Inhumans and stuff like that. They're doing experiments on them. So I like that whole storyline.
I'm sold. I'm sold.
Okay,
there we go.
We got we got Charlie on our side. Listen, we'll get Pokemon Snap, and you get Marvel's Avengers.
I was gonna get both regardless. Wow!
I thought we was coming together, Charlie.
Excited about this one, but I was going to. Yeah, like I wasn't excited about this one, but I was going to get it. But after hearing the kind of breakdown, like, but okay, he's a villain. I didn't know that. So. Yeah. That pushed me more over. Like, okay, now I like this a little more.
Yeah, my only thing is Captain America's. Like, I hope I don't spoil it for anyone. Spoiler alert coming in.
No, the trailer spoiled it.
They did. Captain America died.
In a trailer.
Captain America died.
I feel like they put that in there on purpose. Like, they was like,
spoiler.
I want to play as Captain America, right? I want to throw his shield.
No, you never play as Captain America. He's boring.
And then,
I would like to play as a super soldier like that. I want to
be like freaking, I don't know, people like Gambit, Deadpool.
I want to play as
like,
Hulk. That's who I'm looking for.
Yeah, I want people to rule like legit. Though, like,
okay,
like Captain America, he just got a shield. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, Captain America's movie made me love him. Like, I love Captain America.
He loves the Winter Soldier movie. So
that's when they made him good. Because First Avenger, right? Captain America, First Avenger. When we saw it, me and my husband walked out and was like, ew. Like,
it was like,
yeah, we're like, we're okay. The Winter Soldier came out. My favorite, bruh. We could do another, not today's episode, but another podcast about the knife tricks when they were on the van and he's, you know.
Come on, Charlie. Winter Soldier was fire.
It was
Winter Soldier was fire.
Samuel Jackson was in, and then he just sideswiped as it flipped the front. Bruh.
I could rewatch Winter Soldier over and over because they was throwing hands. They was throwing hands. They was throwing hands. And that's why I wanted Captain America. I think we're going to play a little bit as him before he dies. But I would love to have him like within the game. You understand?
They better not make him lame. That'll take away from
Jasmine didn't like Captain America because he looked like weird. He didn't look like nice and chiseled and like, you know.
That was my thing. I'm like Captain America.
Like Chris Evans, he looked bulky. Like, he looked average, you know.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like bulky isn't good. I'm just saying if like the character was already bulky, I wouldn't care. But because he's not,
I see what you're saying though. It's like I see what you're saying.
It's like where y'all get this from?
Man. Yeah.
It's like Hulk is big, and y'all made Hulk accurate. Like that would be like making Hulk like skinnier than what he is.
Yeah, I know. You like what the hell?
You're doing the opposite. So that's why it felt a little weird. So you know, and then like with the Iron Man, you're not used to seeing Iron Man with the long hair, like Christine said. You're not used to seeing him like that. So it's like
there's like different versions. Like I said though,
they probably made him like that because they probably knew since he was trash. And I'll be playing as Deadpool anyway. They don't care about his look. That's just
don't disrespect Captain America like that. No,
I'm just saying.
I will not have the slander. I will not have the Captain America slander.
He is not the listen. Russo Brothers was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take this average-looking person, right,
and flip him. Go ahead, flip them. Boy, he was
okay.
All right, so hold on. So, all right, real quick, we're gonna go back on point. Real quick, Charlie. I know you saw Captain America: Civil War.
I like Pokemon Snap. I didn't really watch
Captain
America movies that much. I'm answering the question. I did not. I'm not gonna lie to you though. I watched his movies. I watched like Winter Soldier stuff. I watched it in pieces. I didn't watch it enough to understand it enough to debate with you. So I'm not even gonna go there. But me watching it in pieces, I did. It was just like it didn't excite me. So I was like,
we gotta have movie night. We
do.
So I was like,
because he didn't even see the Iron Man versus Winter Soldier and Cap. That scene right there, they was boxing. They was boxing,
in Civil War?
In Civil War, yes, they was boxing.
Heartbreaking.
I'm telling you, Charlie, Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War were fire. They were so fire. Right, it was fire. You understood. It just was fire. I can't. We gotta have movie night. Go ahead, Christine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We'll go to the next thing. Oh,
I was like, we stuck on it for too long.
We did. But listen, we do gotta have movie night. I'm gonna watch one of these movies tonight.
I gotta see Charlie's reaction. He gonna be like, "Ooh!" He gonna be like that.
The fire, bro. The fire.
Oh,
okay.
God.
So the next thing.
That's gonna be the whole time. I would legit watch it. But I'm not gonna lie. It's Marvel. The name itself doesn't excite. What excites me about Marvel, I'm not gonna lie to you. So watching Avengers, okay, I didn't really care too much, but when you get Ebony Maw on the scene doing like this,
and my goodness,
whole street break, that's epic. That is dope. I don't really care.
Like, it was cool.
Look,
Remy Ma
Cam behind his back, he like this. Whole damn street destroyed. Like, that is epic. I like the villains, bro, because the villains are freaking epic. It's not. I gotta stop this video from rendering. Hold up, it's slowing up my camera. It is freaking epic. It's not, bro. Let me stop this.
I was there, but that's not the only epic thing. Like, I think
Yes.
And this will be my last point, and then I'm gonna move. I'm not gonna because I can.
You see,
we
we're
can
very
go
passionate
on for a long time,
Yeah,
right?
we can get real
We're very
passionate.
passionate about this. That's one of the things I love about what Marvel has done in regards to like these movies is that you can come in and still see fire, even if you don't really know what this person would like. If you watch that fight between Captain America and Winter Soldier in his movie, you'd be like, okay, I don't really know what's happening, but this scene is fire. The whole Samuel Jackson Van thing, when he saw that was fire. Okay, there's a lot of fire in the movies that are just magnifique.
Right.
Okay?
It's just good, boy. It is
all
good.
right. Now, next thing, before let's see Charlie's scowling.
Hold on.
I'm listening. I'm
before we
listening.
move on, okay, so Charlie was gonna love this because in the game they were talking about the War Table. They were talking about how you're gonna be able to have different suits from the comics. They was giving examples and stuff like that.
Okay,
that is
customized.
Dope. There was like a Mobster Hulk. There was some cool stuff.
I was like, because Ultimate Alliance did that too, though. They gave you the option to get the comic outfits as well, so which is dope.
Yeah,
so that's a good thing. That means we're kind of on the path,
right?
Which normally is, what's cool. But that is dope to hear though, because that kind of shows me, okay, so of course we kind of almost on the path of not recreating Ultimate Alliance, but like kind of following suit, I should say. Like, okay,
yeah.
Right.
Microtransactions might be a thing. Like
me and
microtransactions is like, ooh, it's like
I don't mind it. I get it.
I don't mind it, but it's like we used to play games where it was a lengthy game and everything was for free. Like
Example,
Spider-Man.
today you got everything.
But if you think about it, it's the same thing. And actually, like that was not the case, because if you were a fighting game fan, like Street Fighter, we legit got like 5 different versions of Street Fighter every time, because when you like Capcom been doing this. But I get why they do that, because if I give you a game now, okay, granted some games don't be complete, I give it that. But let's say more, okay, I play this game, good, it's boom, it's done. But a lot of people say, I want this character, I miss this character all game. As the game developer, I have to recreate that character, and I have to make sure I recreate that character, make sure he fits and doesn't break this entire game. Because if I just shove him in there for free, it could be somewhere it glitches when you use this character fire on. So I get it's like, bro, that's a lot of time. I got to put my team back to work to make this level or to make this stage.
That's what I say. But
you can't give us
Spider-Man did it. Spider-Man and Insomniac did it though. They gave you like 40.
Oh yeah, a lot of
suits,
and they added
gives you free.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying I understand it. If you give it for free, cool. But if you're gonna charge a couple bucks, I get it. I'm not one of like, oh, that's mad you charge it. I get both sides. I love free. Overwatch does it. But if you go charge a couple bucks, all right, I get it.
But I just don't want to be
egregious. Don't be at a level where it's egregious.
I see the reason why they put microtransactions in there as far as like cosmetic stuff, because it's like it's no way helping you get further in the game. This is like for like the pure like fanatics that like purely want to get everything, and they're willing to do whatever to get whatever version of the suit that they want. We gonna put a little dollars in there to make them buy it, and let's see if they buy it, and they do. And since they do, they're like, well, we're going to keep doing this model if they really want it, because it's not really helping you further in the game. Yeah. It's just you looking cooler. So it's like...
Perfect example what you said, just to feed up that. I agree that. If it's like, this is not, like you said, not to help me further into the game or something like that, I agree. You shouldn't charge if it's going to help me further into the game, because that's still me playing your game. If it is, like you said, cosmetics or just like extra beneficial stuff, if you charge for that, that's you decide. Do you want that or not? Like, you don't have to buy it.
That's up to the user at that point.
It's up to you, right?
So.
I agree. I just don't want because you're gonna want those characters, and it doesn't need to be too much. Like, it doesn't need to be too much. I just say you can have microtransactions, just don't overdo it. You know,
right?
I do agree with that too. Like, because some games do get greedy. Like, bro, you legit.
Right, there was plenty of
games get mad.
Yeah, you're charging me a whole nother game at this point.
Now,
I think that's kind of my bad. I was going to say I think that's kind of why people were like mad about the price for like the DLC for Pokemon. Not to go back to Pokemon, but I'm just using an example, because for the DLC, like you had to pay like $40 or something like that, and then people are like, oh, well, why do I got to pay that much and stuff like that? Because it's like
because they're
like, you should make the game longer anyway. But like,
not even that, because they would have paid it regardless. Because Pokemon always do that. They come out with 2 games at the same time, and then that third one come out that connects both of them. And you buy the third one. That's basically the same thing with this one. Only thing is, instead of you having to buy a separate game and make another disc, you just get the DLC. Now you got that one.
Right.
All right. So then, because these are points that hopefully we'll get to something later, like the not the next thing, but the next thing that will kind of play into that conversation. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is Cyberpunk 77.
2077, yeah.
2077, sorry. What are your thoughts? What did you see the stream that happened earlier this week?
Yes.
Jazzy, go ahead, let us know.
Ooh.
I'm excited to play the game because it feels like there's just so many possibilities of like who your character can be and how you can make them. Like, this is the first game I've ever heard of that you could edit your genitals. Not that I'm interested in that part.
You can.
But I'm just saying that there's the option to,
length, not
do that. So that's why I was like, oh, that's very cool. And like you could like switch to different characters like and use them for different quests and everything. They said that every character is playable. Like, that's cool. Like, there's no side characters. Like, each person has a legit purpose.
Okay.
It kind of reminds me because I think of a Mega Man meets GTA because like the enemies and things you kill, you can get parts to make you basically changing your character. But I'm basically stealing parts or taking parts to make me advance better. Kind of like how Mega Man, that's what he do when he kills his enemies. He take their parts like, boom, now I can do this because he cybered out. And when I see this game, I just think of Mega Man meets GTA. My only thing is like, are they going to keep pushing it back? At this point, it may as well be for PS5, Xbox One X, whatever it's called.
Yeah, next gen. That would be me too. I was like, you might as well just make it next gen because y'all pushing it back to that's holiday. I'm pretty sure a week after that, that's when the next I think it's Black Friday.
Yeah, it's now it's November 19th.
November 19th. That's like right there near Black Friday. That's like like it's real. Like I think like that's when the PS5 is gonna drop. Is Black Friday or near it or like a week after it maybe. I don't know.
I'll tell you, they usually drop a little bit before Christmas. So around that time, definitely.
So like you might as well make it next gen. And that's what I was a little worried about when you make games between generational consoles. It's like, okay, because I know the Xbox Series X. Yeah, Xbox Series X is getting it for free once you get it. If you say you get it on the last gen, but they pushing it back so much. Shoot, and this is only about to be July. Shoot, they might push that. And they say, hey, we just gonna drop it with the next console. So
which would be smart because it is going to be the 19th, and I think Thanksgiving is the following week. So Black Friday is the following week after it releases. So if people are buying, I think November is just not the month to do it if you're going to be in this gen, because a lot of people, November is what I anticipate as the month that these two consoles are going to drop.
Yep, and everybody gonna be saving their money to get those. So it's like, dang it, I want to buy this game that we're all excited about, hype for this console that I'm ready to dead. Where it's like, it's kind of putting your audience, in like a bind situation where it's like, do I just wait, get it?
Yeah,
regardless, I know. Regardless,
especially
everyone's
now
getting that next gen
with the
system.
Rona.
It's like I'm getting that.
Yeah, because a lot of people are filing for unemployment. So a lot of people can't pay for it because they can't go to work and they're not getting money.
I hear people getting that unemployment is getting a nice check. I want it.
But I'm saying the money that they usually would get. The money,
and it varies. It depends because depending on where you are, you might not be getting a lot of money, and then like
it depends, and then how much money you make.
And then like, okay, I don't know how it is everywhere, but in Florida, like you have to be out of work because it's not like instant, right? So it's not like, let's say you got laid off today. I
wish I can get it.
Tomorrow you're not getting anything. You might not get anything for 30 days or like 2 months.
Yeah, I know. Some people, some people, I was about to say, some people said it's been months and they still haven't got unemployment or stimulus. So it's like, damn.
Wow.
Right. So
that's crazy.
I would say that November is not a good month to launch. As far as the game, like the idea of the game is really, really cool to me.
Excellent.
The idea of like when one of the, I think it was a GameSpot. I always mix up GameStop and GameSpot, but GameSpot reporters that got to play it was talking about how he would drive and every 3 meters he'd be like, "Oh, get out the car and do something." Like there was so much happening around him that he was super distracted and he had to get out of his car and go check it out. And he's like, he walked down an alley and then there was like a marketplace. So those things really interest me.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit.
On the other side, I'm not a huge... I'm more of a fantasy lover. I'm not a huge like pure sci-fi lover. So like when I look at it,
I'm not big into sci-fi.
Visually, it doesn't pull me in. And it's not that it doesn't look like it's in HD or it's done well, because it does look like that. But I'm not a huge, just pure sci-fi. That's not enough to pull me in. But when I was hearing of the things that you can do, I'm getting this game and I'm going to play this game.
Yes,
sir. But I'm really interested to see, once I get my hands on it, what are all these things that are I'm all for games that are distracting. Like when you're playing something, like Animal Crossing for me is mad distracting. I'm doing one thing. Oh, let me go do this. Oh, let me go do this. So I love that. And I think that the fact that this game has that's definitely
kind of like win if you like, oh, there's a picture, let me get that picture. Oh, there's a Mewtwo, let me get that picture. Oh, like that.
Right.
I'm saying, like that. Gotta get the pictures.
There's
what?
You should have wore a Pokemon shirt. That's what you should have
worn.
Right. Pikachu.
So moving on to the next one really quick. Or no, Dwayne, you got to say something. I want to make sure everybody got to say what they had to say. I think you said how you feel about the game, right?
Oh yeah. I think it's going to be very intricate. It's made by CD Projekt Red, the same people that made Witcher 3. I haven't played Witcher 3, but I've heard from everybody else that it's an excellent game. And they made a Netflix series about it, so
which was very really well. Good. Mm-hmm.
So like it's the people know what they're doing. I can't wait to get my hands on it. I think I saw the Sam GameSpot interview that you looked at when the dev said. I mean, they were talking to the devs and the people reviewed it, and they were saying that this dude was like, they was at a crime spot, and the police was telling him that he couldn't go across the crime spot until like aggressively telling him like to go across the street, and there was this dude that saw the crime spot and just was running, and the dude who saw the dude running and just like ran with him to see where he was going, and he was just running. He said he was there for like 10 minutes just running and still running, and he's like, where is he going? So that was like, it went back to the thing where it's like really intricate and distracting, and Dad was like, I don't know where he going, and they like, so like it's like,
what you mean? You made the game.
Right, they had other things where you could like solve crimes and stuff like that, and like go into people's memories and like look at the memory. Cool. I was like,
this game gonna be so dope. I can't lie. This game is gonna be lit.
Right. I'm like, you could look at like the music. It's very intricate for a game. And that's why I'm saying I'm not mad at them for pushing it back. It's just if there was another like console coming out, I would have been like, all right, well, just make the game as perfect as y'all want, because that means y'all care about y'all product for the consumer.
Yep.
Right. I love devs that do that.
Yep, I was going to say the same thing. Like, I mean, if that's the reason why they're pushing it back, because they're definitely trying to perfect the game, then that's totally understandable with me.
I prefer that versus when they give it to you at 60 and they're like, oh, and the next patch next month that takes 20 years to download.
Facts.
If you're going to give me a game and I'm playing it, and I'm paying for it, I better get the whole thing. It better be done.
I think Street Fighter was it 4 or 5. One of them did that, and they even let it known that they did that, and it legit like hurt them because everybody was so mad. They gave us a game, it was like incomplete as hell, and they even said like, when the rest of the game is finished, they're like basically like sending it out in updates. Like it was like, this is so bad. Like,
what's game? Which game you said it was?
Don't do that.
What?
I think it was Street Fighter 4 or 5. It legit came out incomplete. Like, and they even announced it that the game was incomplete, but they still gave it to us, and it was like monthly you'd get like an update. All right, here's this other character, here's this other mode. We forgot. Like, it was so bad. I was like, wow. Like,
I feel like with that, this kind of leads me into the next point that we have on the docket. Sean Layden, who used to work at Sony, he had an interview, and one of the things that he had mentioned was how kind of inferring or kind of leading into the price model of games and how that might need to change. They're saying how games are way more expensive now. He's like, maybe make the game shorter and maybe charge a little bit more. I'm heavily paraphrasing. You guys can find the article. But
wait, shorter and charge more, or shorter and
charge more? Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like, maybe he said the current price model doesn't work, right? He was like,
he wanted higher?
He was saying that games are more expensive. So he was also saying, why don't we go back to the days of like 12 to 15 hour games? So it's kind of, he didn't say, hey, make it longer and do this, but he said this and he said this. So it's kind of like, do you want a shorter and more expensive game, or are you kind of shooting out ideas in this interview of how we can kind of make things better since games cost more to make, right? And I remember watching another podcast, shout out to Chase Money, like for talking about the situation, and a lot of points that he made sense in regards to, like games may cost more to make, but a lot more people, like they're making way more money now than they were way back when they were making games. Because if you think about it, a lot more people are buying consoles now than they were like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you know?
Exactly. Especially with like esports, like being a thing. Now parents are like, oh, like, cause back then when we were younger, it'll be like, oh, don't play those video games. Oh, they're going to rot your mind. Oh, they're bad. Oh, they're going to make you violent. Oh, it's going to do this. And now they see people playing Fortnite winning $3 million. Now they're like, oh, well, son, I need you to get on that video game. I need you to get good. Like, you know, so it's definitely changing.
I need you to make the league.
You better.
Because even when you think about it, like, at least for my friends, like my circle back then, like if a Super Nintendo new game came out, or the console itself, not everybody in that circle had it. Like, we were lucky that one friend had it, and we all go to his house and play that game. Right. Now the consoles come out, like my nephews, they got their own. Even if it's like two of my nephews in the same house, they both have their own console and their own version of that game, and all their friends all have their own. So like people are buying it more, and then DLC come out, like people are buying DLC.
I think multiplayer games change that. Online multiplayer is what really pushed this. This trigger, because it's hard to say there was anything else, because consoles are way more expensive now than they were back then, and one household, like you said, would have it in a group of friends. Whereas now, because of multiplayer online, a lot more like, oh, I want to play with you online. I don't want to sit beside you and wait till you die and pass the sticks. I want to sit in my own house and I want to play. So, however it happens, like now, when you think about it, I would say the majority of homes that have a console have multiple consoles, like even if it's last gen and current gen, or like a PlayStation, Xbox, or a PlayStation and Switch, like, or a PlayStation and a Wii. I feel like the majority of homes now, on average, have at least a current gen and a past gen. So I feel like to say like, oh, we should raise the price, and then with the other things that you guys mentioned in this conversation about microtransactions, that issue was going through the roof. The amount of money that people pour into the games outside of the $60 that they got to pay, like
I know it would be great. I don't know if World of Warcraft still holds it, because Fortnite probably took it, but World of Warcraft at one point held the record for the most like people were spent on microtransaction expansions and DLC. Like, it legit. I mean, I at this point, I'm quite sure Fortnite probably took that by now, but it's a lot of money to be made. If your game is good and you're given that replay value and it holds that longevity, you can make that money. I don't think they should increase the price of games. I'm sorry, like games are already expensive. Even though at this point now I go out and for my own game, thank goodness, not blessed, thank goodness. But a lot of people can't. Or it's like, dudes, like why would you $60 for a game is already a lot. If you're trying to make that $70-$80 a game, like, come on now. And then on top of that, we know we're still going to have DLC, and they're going to be buying that. And they're going to cut it out.
Yep. And the other thing with that, when I was talking to my husband, it's like the greed is just like fuming out of this conversation, because if you think about right now, right? Like, let's talk about right now. Because if you maybe 4 years ago, like post the economic crisis that we, recently got out of. And then right now where maybe half the world is not working, I'm, paraphrasing or like exaggerating numbers, but a lot of people in your neighborhood are at home because of the Rona that's happening. A lot of businesses are closed. Florida was opening up, but now they're kind of closing back down. Messed that up. And the same thing with Texas. So like, you already have like people who don't have a lot of money, right? And then you have people like, even in my comments when I reacted to the PlayStation, a lot of people like, I'm going to go broke to get this console. So then they're already going to spend maybe $600 to get a new console, maybe $1,000 if they're getting both, right? And then on top of that, you want to raise the price of games. Exactly. Do you not have enough money?
And you still got to pay for internet to play the game these days. These games.
We didn't even talk about the $60 you have to required to even get on the online for some reason.
Still got to pay online.
I never understood that. I like, because I remember PlayStation used to be free, and then like Xbox, you had people were definitely like, "Oh, PlayStation's better because our online's free." And y'all, because I used to be on Xbox, y'all Xbox used to have to pay $60 a year. Yeah, it definitely used to be one of the big arguments back then. Is y'all have to pay $60 a year to get on internet.
But now it's like, okay, well now you got to pay
for your subscription for the console. Pay for Wi-Fi to have in your home to even use the crap. Your internet at home to even use the crap. The console and the game. You're basically paying 4 different times to play this game. Like, if I want to play Overwatch,
electricity.
I need a PS subscription. I need internet. I need a console, and I need that game. You're paying 4 times to play this game.
Good internet. Because if you get that bundle internet, then you lag out of game. So then you got to upgrade your internet,
or it's not even enjoyable because you're moving like this.
Yeah. And your friends are like, I can't see you, or I can't hear you. Then you got to upgrade it. So.
I think that's the rise of the single player games, because there's definitely been a rise in great story-driven single player games. Yeah, is that you don't really need a crazy internet. You can actually play most of them offline, like Spider-Man, I think, God of War, Halo. You can play those stories offline, I think. But
one downside is like you guys have multi consoles, like of the same console. So like me and my husband, we both have PS4s. So we both have our profiles on each. However, if you have to have your main PlayStation, which this is something I really feel like I hope they iron out better in the new one. But like if I go in his man cave and play, there's certain games that I don't have the license to, even though we bought the game, but if it was bought under his name, right, then if I go on one of the PlayStations, I can't play those games because I don't have the license. And the same thing
but that makes sense though. That makes sense though, because people will just be sharing games though. That kind of makes sense.
We'll talk about that after the podcast, okay? Okay. Tell me about that later, okay?
But yeah, I don't know. I kind of think that would make sense though, because because if I put out a game, and we all 4 live together. And Kristen, you buy it and you want to play it, and then Jazz want to go log in and play it, and then Dwayne. It's like, dang, like y'all just like robbed me for like 2 different copies. Like, no,
it'd be the same if we had the disc. So no,
it'd be same.
I feel like they should do it the ISP. I feel like it should be off the ISP. Like if I buy it right and under my name or his name, right, and then let's say I go to somebody else's house and try to use the internet and try to play it, I get you right there, right? Mm-hmm. But if I had the disc and I was playing it, and then let's say I was like, oh, he wants to play it, just give him the disc to play it. It's the same thing. We're in the same house.
Oh no! See, I thought you were saying like he's logged in playing it, and did you want to log in on yours and play it? Like
no,
y'all
not
both be playing it.
No, not multiplayer.
Okay,
I'm talking about like a single game. So like,
because you have the disc, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. So it's like we have to be particular on whose name buys it on which console to be able to play the game.
Yeah, that's
what I know. PS4 they do have an option that you can change it to have it specifically for the system or for that name for the name. Because even when I made my Smurf account on Overwatch, I had to go into my system and change it to make it so that game was like system. What was the wording? Where it's like. Where it's only strictly for the system, or I could change it to where it's strictly for my name.
Let me know, because when I go into his room, I have to play under his name to play with y'all for Overwatch, because I can't play under my name unless I'm in my office.
You can definitely play it yourself. Yeah. Okay. Right. But it's just like, it's like a workaround. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We kind of went on topic and then a little off topic, but I love it. I love that how organically our conversation flows. If you're listening to us on Anchor, you can leave voice messages and ask questions. Remember everything we just said. If you repeat the same questions we already answered, we ain't gonna answer them again. But like, we can conversate and go and talk to you guys. Make sure you rate us. Our podcast is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast. I know a couple more names now, but you guys
so speaking of those questions, 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
2 seconds. Go ahead. You said to leave us messages. It'd be kind of cool to kind of answer some of those here and there in between, like if we're doing the podcast.
Definitely. So listen to us on Anchor. We all post the link, some of us do. We'll all post the link, but listen to us on Anchor, and you can leave voice messages, and we can play your message. Please, we will be smart.
Dangerous.
We will be smart with who we choose. Okay, so you be smart with what you say.
We're gonna listen to them before we actually do it. Yeah, we're gonna listen to them before.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not like we gonna randomly pick it as we're doing the podcast. Like I click on this one, let's go that one.
So, but I'm saying that for them, not for us. Y'all need to be smart with what you say.
It'd be the one that caught our attention. Like, all right, we want to talk about this.
Right.
Yeah,
and then that's what we used to do a focal point. Make sure you rate us on everywhere. Really quick, everybody say where you can be found and people can follow you, starting with Dwayne.
At Dwayne King on Twitter and _ at Dwayne King on Instagram and YouTube, Dwayne King. With a Y instead of an I.
Yes. And Charlie?
Hey Charlie X on YouTube, Twitter, and IG.
Okay, Jazzy.
I'm _ Jazzy Guns on Twitter and Instagram, and on YouTube it's just Jazzy Guns. Simple.
Okay. And then you can find me, iChristine, AYCHRISTENE. Gotta spell it out because my mom made me different. And you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and then iChristine Games also on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We will have another episode at another time. We will keep you up to date on that. Thanks for your support.
Pokemon Snap!
You have now left Party Chat.